A great quote I once heard was that every man takes the limits of his own field of vision for the limits of the world. So we've got to see that it's our own limitations that are blocking us from changing our life. And what I've seen is that once we spot our limitations and choose to surpass them, then our world will reflect that. As Albert Einstein said, you cannot solve a problem with the same level of consciousness that caused the problem. So it's all about evolving your consciousness. It's all about thinking in a new way if you want to solve life's problems. Now, spiritual awakening is all about going through some sort of pain or suffering and coming out the other side as a light. And I always say that your mess is your message. So the mess that you've gone through and created in your life then becomes your message, because as you start to speak your message, you can only speak it from a place of being the solution. So now you're standing on the other side, and it also holds you accountable. And the biggest thing that's missing on this planet is purpose. So today, my friends, I want to share with you probably the most important lesson you'll learn when it comes to being a human and the spiritual awakening process. And that is how to reprogram your subconscious mind. And I'm all about going deep and really going to the next level with these sort of topics. So I hope you're a forward thinker, and if you are, then remember to like the video, subscribe and click all notifications so that you don't miss any of my weekly uploads. With that being said, let's get into the video. Hey my friends, welcome back to another episode of Warriors Amongst Men, Spirit Amongst Flesh, Thriving Over Surviving. As always, my name is Sam and I'm here to help you liberate from your flesh, define your purpose and live the life that you came here to live. And when I say liberate from your flesh, right, you might get certain ideas come into your head, maybe even astral projection. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, since birth, just by human nature, our subconscious mind is programmed by its environment. And so these programs are governing what psychologists are telling us over 95% of our day, right? It's you when you're on autopilot, 95% of your day. That means 95% of your life is governed by your subconscious mind. You're just your habits, just your programs on repeat. And so it's so important to recognize your programming, your own limits of your field of vision, and recognize that we live in a world of infinite possibilities. And if you don't reprogram your subconscious mind, then you will forever get the same results in life. You cannot keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. That's insanity. But we are warriors amongst men, conscious amongst the unconscious, sane amongst the insane. Although we may seem a bit insane, we're actually sane because we actually question things. We actually think for ourselves. Many people do not do that in this world. So welcome, my friends. Let's go to the next level. So let me just share with you the basics of the subconscious mind so that you understand what I'm talking about. The subconscious mind, like I said, is you when you're on autopilot. It governs over 95% of your day, right? It's the thoughts that are flowing through your head, if you think about it, and the human behavior, right? Human behavior is governed by our perception of reality. How we see things as an individual is then how we'll behave, right? And obviously if you behave in the same way, you keep getting the same results over and over again. But how is perception formed? Perception, like many of you know, is formed by the information you receive. Now, whether that's from reading a newspaper, the television, which tells lies to your vision, right? That's why it's called a TV program, because it's programming your subconscious. That's why it's called a remote control, because you're being remotely controlled. It's not a fun war. You're being remotely controlled, right? Or whether it's just your own experience of life. Everything is information. We live in a world of information. Everything is information that, in fact, we are then decoding into a holographic reality. What I've learned is that the world is made up in different layers. Like Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of frequency, vibration, and energy. Well, physics is telling us that we live in a world of waveform information that we decode into atomic, right, atoms, and then particle, and then electrical, and then digital, and then holographic. We live in a holographic reality, and actually when we say welcome to planet Earth, what we're really saying is welcome to the planned net for your soul, and that is the body, right? The body is made up of primarily carbon, which is made up of 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, and 6 protons. So the mark of the beast is the body, the planned net for your soul. That's why if you look at the word lived, it's devil backwards. So if you've lived, you've been the devil. And the reason for this, quite conveniently, is the fact that the body can be programmed by its environment. So if someone was to want to manipulate human behavior, what you'd have to do is manipulate the information that that human receives. So if you think about it, if you want to manipulate someone, let's look at how this is happening in reality right now. Like I said, we've got television, but now we've got the internet that can also be censored via algorithms. And we've also got fake news, which is basically like babying people. No, don't look into that. You might start thinking. But obviously if it's true, it will resonate in your heart, so you'll know if something's true or not. So you don't need to be mothered. I think that you can think for yourself, right? What about political correctness? Oh, you can't say that. Someone will get offended. And what is the biggest cause of being offended? Well, it's identifying with your labels. If you identify, like if I identify with being Sam the YouTuber, then now I've got something to be offended about. But spirituality is all about raising your consciousness. I don't identify with my labels. I identify with being infinite possibilities waiting to manifest. Infinite consciousness, right? I identify as a spiritual being, just having temporary experiences, and I identify with being just love, right? The truth. And higher consciousness, right? And this way I can't be offended by what you say. So it's a powerful mindset to have. So human behavior is governed by perception and the information that we receive. Now, one of my favorite teachers and mentors of all time is Bruce Lipton. I highly recommend going to check him out on YouTube. If you type in Bruce Lipton, The Biology of Belief, full lecture, there's a 2-hour video where he will prove to you that your beliefs pretty much create your reality. And for this reason, what many people think is that, well, I want to be ignorant of certain things then. I don't want to know what's going on in the world, because won't that make me create it? But when we say that your beliefs create your reality, it's more that you are manifesting, or it's changing what you're paying your attention to within the realm of possibility and probability. But as a collective, we are all co-creating reality. And because of this, we are also subject to everyone else's reality. So it's all about spreading the truth and knowledge so that we can have awareness of what's going on and then make a decision about what we want to create in the future. So we must have awareness in order to make this decision. But many people want to be ignorant, which is the complete opposite of awareness, isn't it, if you're ignorant? So there's already like a script happening within the matrix. Like if you was to play a video game, there's a script. Like in Skyrim, you always start in the same space when you play that game. There's a script, a storyline. So collectively, we're already creating a storyline, and that's pretty much based on our behavior. It's based on our perception. It's based on the information that humanity in general is receiving and then putting into action. So when it comes to reprogramming the subconscious mind, you're only going to actually manifest within the probability and possibility of what's already happening. So you can change how you experience the collective script, but you can't really change the collective script as a whole, if that makes sense. Meaning, you're already in the human experience, so you can't just believe your way out of what's already happening, right? You can't just pretend that you're in Pandora, right? Have you seen Avatar? So it's all about reprogramming your subconscious mind with the truth, and you need to know the truth about your own belief systems and how you've been programmed in order to make an informed decision. And so you need to understand really how your subconscious mind is programmed. And if you want to know how you're programmed, you need to recognize that in the first 6 to 8 years of your life, your brain has been in what we call the theta brainwave state. So it's in a certain frequency state, meaning that you are downloading programs so that you can operate in reality more efficiently, so that you can survive. So it's just human nature. And because of this, you are receiving programs by your environment, whether that's society, your friends, family, anyone that was around you. So many people have said, if you give me a boy or give me a person until the age of 6, and then I will make them a man, meaning I'll make them who they become, because it's those first 6 years of their life which is so important. So if you want to understand your current behavior, look at the first 6 to 7, 8 years of your life when you were downloading certain programs. Many of us have trauma that we go through in those first years, and then that's changing what we then experience later on in life, because history repeats itself. Why is that? It's because it's your programming so that you can survive here. And actually, it creates limitations, it creates comfort zones. So your comfort zone might not be comfortable for someone else. Many people, humans in general, we've been manipulated into really enjoying drama, haven't we, for all these different soaps and stuff like that. And then many people, they create order in their life, right? Their life was chaotic, but now they've created order, and now they just want to create chaos because it's a subconscious thing. So maybe you might feel yourself doing that also. So there's only 2 ways you can reprogram your subconscious mind, and that is, 1, get your brain back into the theta brainwave state, and there's 2 ways you can do that. You can go and see a hypnotherapist, right, and they know how to just calm your mind and get you into that state, and then they offer you suggestions and they reprogram the subconscious mind. Obviously, first of all, you need to have a chat with them and tell them what you need healing, of course, because you cannot heal what isn't revealed. And then the other way is, when you go to sleep at night, as you fall asleep, your brain enters the theta brainwave state again. So you can also listen to subliminal tapes, and as you fall asleep, you can reprogram your subconscious mind this way. This is actually a service that I offer, and I offer personalized subliminal affirmations, and I also record them over 5 to 8 hertz DNA repair music. So it's going to help to heal your subconscious mind. And I'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video, but the second way that you can reprogram your subconscious mind is through repetition. So this is how you may have learned how to drive, and they always say if you want to become a pro at something, then you need to do your 10,000 hours. So if you develop new habits every single day, then you'll start to see new behavior over time, and it will start to rewire your subconscious mind. But it says a lot of people say it takes just over 21 days to form a new habit, and it's the same with the subconscious mind. So if you actually have bought one of my subliminal tapes and you're rewiring your subconscious mind as you sleep, you want to make sure that you do it for at least 21 days straight, right? Every single night you need to put your headphones in and then listen as you fall asleep. And it's the first hour or so that your brain is in that theta brainwave state. And what I've seen is, over time, you'll start to have new thoughts. You start to think a different way. Right, I've done this for myself, and I think this is so crucial. Whether you want to believe that someone is out to get you and the government are, Satanists, like I've said in the past, and I believe that humanity, of course, are under demonic oppression. Of course, they're under manipulation, like I've done videos in the past on. But even if you don't believe that, then we've all still received programming from our environment. It's just human nature, it's just human psychology. And the powers that be know this, and that's why they're always putting things into your subconscious mind. And so there's two ways you can do it. Either get your brain into the theta brainwave state, or you do it through repetition. And I've found that if you want to be healing something, you've got to do it the right way, right? You cannot heal what isn't revealed, so you need to, speak to someone. You need to be honest with yourself. Many times you can have numerology readings, you can have tarot readings. My partner Jade, she offers, oracle readings. Because what this is the cards, they emit a certain frequency. So they're just reading your vibrational frequency. And we'll speak about that a little bit more in another video. But this is why some people see counselors. You need to get it out. You need to be vulnerable. You need to speak to someone you trust. And I do offer one-to-one sessions so that we can get to the bottom of this. And this is what I found the two most important and powerful services is speaking to people one-to-one, but also offering subconscious reprogramming. Because speaking to people isn't always enough, right? It can be comforting and you can learn a lot, but at the same time, I'm only going to be giving you solutions and direct action. So if you want to reprogram your subconscious mind and heal your traumas, etc., then you really need to take action. You need to get yourself into that theta brainwave state, and you need to do it like that. And the way that I think is that I'm a purpose-based life coach. So let me explain. If you want to be successful on this planet, then you need to live the life that you actually came here to live. And if you think about it, everything on this planet has a purpose, does it not? Everything has a purpose, right? Even worms have a purpose. Even bacteria has a purpose, because the whole planet is just recycling. It's recycled energy, isn't it? And physicists are telling us that energy cannot be destroyed, only transferred. And like Nikola Tesla said, if everything is energy, then death doesn't really exist. Everything is just being recycled all the time. Everything has a purpose, but humans are the only beings, the only things on this planet that don't know what their own purpose is. And if you want to know more about your purpose, I recommend looking into numerology. If you just web search numerology chart, then I guarantee you will resonate with what comes up. You need to type in your full name, including your middle name, your birth name, what you were born with, and you also need to type in your date of birth, and it will show you your numbers. And this is so important, and I believe can give you many clues. And the reason why I believe this is more accurate than your natal chart or your astrology is because digital reality is one layer of reality. Like I said, we live in a world full of numbers. You think that's air you're breathing right now? No, it's actually ones and zeros. So when I talk of reprogramming your subconscious mind and giving you personalized affirmations, if you want to take my service, then send me your full name and your date of birth, and I'll look into your numerology chart and I'll help reprogram your subconscious mind with your numerology and anything else that you send to me. Whether you're going through anxiety, depression, or you have any sort of physical effects on your body, there's always a spiritual solution that will help you, because remember, we live in a world of frequency, so you have to change the underlying frequency, and therefore it will change the holographic expression, right? And the body is a hologram, right? And this is why I say doctors destroy health, because they don't even know what the body is, let alone how it works. So this is very forward thinking, but it's something that I've found most effective out of everything I've tried. And like I said, if you want to learn more about this, check out Bruce Lipton, who is at the forefront of science right now of epigenetics, which basically is talking about how your brain changes based on its environment. But Bruce Lipton is a biologist, he was a university teacher, and he basically proves with cells in a petri dish that your beliefs can change your cells, right? They can literally change your cells the way you believe. So he proves the placebo effect is real with science, and he also proves that the nocebo effect, right? So if you were in hospital, for example, and the doctor comes up to you with a white coat on and says, all right, you're not going to be able to walk again, or you're, some bad news, and you believe him, you can then manifest exactly what they've said. This is why you always hear miracle stories where people are like, no, I'm not going to take that, I will walk again, and stuff like this, and then they go on to walk again. And this is very powerful, and it shows us how powerful our minds are. So with everything that's happening in the world right now, we need to change our beliefs so that we are more empowered. We need to realize that our minds are super powerful, and once you have awareness of something that's going on, now you have the ability to change it, right? Whether that's things that are happening on the planet right now. I've got to be careful of what I say, because they don't want you to hear this information. Or something else, right? You can change your physical form with your beliefs, but it doesn't mean to be ignorant, because otherwise you won't know to manifest the placebo effect, will you? To actually do it. So awareness is key, and that's what spirituality is all about, and this is the key to higher consciousness. It's all about reprogramming the subconscious mind and aligning them with your new beliefs, with the truth, with infinite love and evolution, right? And awareness, right? So that you now come out of chaos and manifest order in your life. So I recommend checking out Bruce Lipton, The Biology of Belief, and I also recommend looking up your numerology chart. And if you're interested in my services, then all the details are in the description box below. I'll be more than happy to be of service to you. And as always, my friends, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, peace and love, my friends.